Hi, welcome to Rhetoric Rabbit Hole. Tonight I got Phillip and we got TacoPablow up in this bitch. How y'all doing?
Yeah, doing good, man.
Good. What's up?
Thanks for doing this, guys. Appreciate it. Uh, having you guys out on a late Thursday night. Um, yeah, I dig that Bob Marley you got, Trevor.
Yeah, man. You already know what it is, man. We got represent.
Hell yeah, Rastafari.
Yeah, most definitely.
uh, um, so I mean, like, I ain't trying to waste any time. Let's just fucking get into it. Uh,
Yeah, man. Let's get to it.
dude, so the last time I had like a serious talk with you, Trevor, we were talking about like how just lucky we are, like to be alive, like
Mm-hmm.
and how easy it is to take things for granted. Um,
Yeah.
and I mean, like that's one of those things that sounds obvious, like like treat others how you want to be treated, stuff like
Mhm.
that. But it's easy to lose sight of that too, though. Like we're all lucky just to be alive at all and have roofs over our heads.
Right, right.
And you don't think about that shit unless you have it, which I can't say I haven't had that, but like I guess psychedelics are another good way to just like they get you thinking about shit like that.
Yeah, I could definitely exhume to that. But as far as psychedelics for me, is like everybody has to have like their own experience with that and at their own extent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I mean, at the first part, it's not for everybody, but for people that are trying to experiment or trying to get that that deeper sense that they're trying to understand, it helps a lot in my standpoint.
Yeah. It like just shakes you up and gets you thinking about things maybe a way you haven't,
Right,
which
right.
some people really need that some more than others. It's like if you get so like some people just get like so lost in their ways or like indoctrinated. It's like they think they've got the right way and they don't like even talk to anyone or like fuck with anyone who disagrees with them, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is like
Crazy.
that's why I like doing this. Like I'm able to learn things from this. Like part of it is a show and the other part of it is I get to learn stuff from like these conversations, like just hearing different
Right.
people's takes on shit.
Yeah, man, that's close. I'm definitely glad to see where you've come with this. You know what I'm saying? It's much love and appreciation for having me on too. So,
Hell yeah, dude.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean I've been wanting you on since the beginning, like day one. So I've been really looking forward to this too, man. Um, I was bumping a couple of your tracks earlier, and I really fuck
Oh
with your
yeah.
beats, dude. Like, who does your beats? You don't mind me asking?
Honestly, I got my producer right now, Rover. You can get him on IG at Iceblade, and that's spelled ice, but three and A for the V. So it's like ice, IC3BLVDE, and you can catch him on Instagram with that. But he makes some
Okay.
crazy beats, dog. Like,
Did he do flexing?
uh,
That was on
I,
Taco
wa- I
Fuego.
want I want to say that was Lord Rogue. That was
Okay.
Lord Rogue for that joint. Yeah, he produced that whole mixtape for me.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
That's good shit, man. If you guys want to check out Taco Pablo, check him on Google Play, iTunes. You got some stuff on SoundCloud too, I saw.
yeah,
Um,
of course.
yeah, yeah, that shit slaps, bro. For real, for
I
real.
appreciate it.
No problem, man. So me and Phillip, we go way back, and we don't see eye to eye on everything though. And one place where we really disagree is Takashi 6ix9ine. What are your feelings on Takashi? I ain't asking you to rip him a new one or anything. Just what do you think? What do you think about his music? No comment.
Mm, I mean, for me, like I think he knows how to play his hand to
Mm,
a sense. Like I'm not gonna say I bump his music all the time, but at the same time, I'm not gonna knock him. I would never knock any man for their own hustle. You know what I'm saying? We all got our own life and we all got 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the end of the day, he making money and he got numbers. So
yeah, he's making it.
he did something to get him where he needed to be. As far as snitching goes, we don't really you know what I'm saying, we ain't fucking with that. But
yeah, I meant
I can't really
musically.
talk on his set.
Yeah, I got you. That's fair. Yeah, like everyone's got their own thing.
Right.
Yeah. I guess what I'm saying is his music's just not for me. But yeah, like you said, man, hey, good for him doing his thing. And I mean, getting out there, it's cool.
He did have the was it like shit? Was it Gummo or something like that? Or
Gooba?
Yeah. I thought the beat slapped on that joint. I just wish it would have had somebody crazy, man, I don't even know who could have went on that joint, dude. But it just needed something to make it so much extra.
Yeah. I wonder if like if he used to write his own like he used to have like ghostwriters, like a team before everything happened. Cause like I wasn't like a big fan. I didn't follow him before he went to jail, but I've heard other people talk about how his quality, like lyrical quality, dropped after that. So I wonder if he's like just writing his own shit now and he wasn't before. You know what I mean? I don't know that. I'm just speculating.
Yo, I don't know, man. A lot of rappers nowadays, which is not a bad thing to collaborate, but a lot of these rappers be collaborating with ghostwriters and taking mad credit for it and not giving no credit where it's due.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it be happening, but I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Do you remember the last time we were talking? Like we we just like talked for 2 hours in your car, just fucking sitting in your driveway, and you were telling me about I asked you if you had any ghost stories, and you were telling me about you saw your granddad. You remember telling me about that?
Yeah, man, that shit actually was like some surreal shit for me. Cause at the time, like I ain't believe like that type of shit could like be a thing, like premonitions and shit. But like in the moment, like when you get goosebumps and like you really like you staring at something that ain't there, but it's like, are you just seeing it though? But it's like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like after that though, I've been had like really good karma with that shit. Because there'll be a lot of times where I go into places and I'm like, like even times when I was back in high school, like if I stayed like at like my homie house or something like that for the weekend, it'd be like, all right, yeah, I ain't trying to kick it here tonight. Like it's bad vibes, you know what I'm saying? It's allowed me to really like look at shit like in a different way, you know what I'm saying? But even with that, everybody be having their own type of feel with it. I can't really speak for the next person, but that shit made me look at shit differently after that shit happened.
Yeah. Do you want, if you don't mind, you want to like kind of lay that out for everyone? Like how, if it's not too personal.
Oh, no, not at all. So like basically, like ever since I was probably like 6 or 7, I ended up my crib was in my older sister's room by the time, and my mom basically would say like she would catch my grandfather walk out the bathroom going to their room, and then he would be like just standing over my crib like checking on me, but like he wouldn't fuck with me or nothing. And I was like, nah, like you know what I'm saying, I don't believe that. Like I don't think that was just
Like
happening
after
like
he
that.
died?
Yeah, but he had died a year before I was born.
Okay.
He died in 95 and I was born in 96.
So your mom was seeing him around before you?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, before I was even like able to do nothing, she would see him like just move around. but like he was like a peaceful soul, you know what I'm saying? He was like just like a guardian in a sense. So after that, I was like, shit, started really like paying attention more to how my dad is as a person, and was like, you know, he's exactly like my grandfather. So it was like looking at him was like, okay, you know, I can kind of get a sense of who he was as a person through him, and a better understanding.
Mm.
But that one day I had went over there and I was just chilling. Literally, I was just like, I was clean. Like I went to the mirror to go check out my fit. I was just chilling. And then I just happened to like something literally like pulled my eyesight to just the corner, and I seen him standing there with his right hand on my left shoulder, like just chilling, like
Mm.
smiling though, like smiling like he was proud of me type shit. And I was
Mm.
like, yo, like for real, like goosebumps. I had like my hair standing up and shit. I was like, yo, like, cause I had never met him though, and it was a year
Mm.
before I was born, so I was like, I don't know. She says that he always talks so highly of wanting to like actually like meet his grandkids though, but he never
Mm.
got that opportunity. So it was
Damn.
like shit. At least in that sense, I can say he looking over me, so I care.
Yeah. At least it's not like malevolent. Yeah, that's cool. It's just like feel like he's watching over you. That's what's up, man.
We don't need no bad voodoo, no bad demons.
No bad juju.
No bad juju.
Well, can you talk about where TacoPablow comes from, or is that not a story for
Literally,
another time?
literally, it's so dumb that when I explain it to people, they're expecting so much more out of it. Okay, so like I've been rapping for like, well, at this point I've been rapping for like 9 years or so, but started rapping when I was probably like 14 or 15. And my brother at the time like was telling me like, you know, just make beats, because I was really like I'm the type of person that just be hearing a beat while I'm at work and just want to go work on that. But as far as lyrics go, like I feel like those can wait while I master this, perfect that later on. I got that mindset. So I'm like, shit, all right, fuck it. I'm gonna make beats, you gonna rap, and then that's how we gonna do it. And at first I was going by MC Fresh, and that was my tag for everything, because I was like, I thought my shit was cold. My shit was booty, dude, like ass. So I was moving that for like a year and a half, and then my brother went back to Virginia because he's from the DMV. And when he came back down the second time, I started rapping again, and we was freestyling one night, drunk off the Henny, like gone. I was actually cooling. Like he was like, yo, like the progression, like, all right, yeah, you need to start rapping now. Like this is your time to start doing this shit. So we was going through it, and I think literally we had tacos like 3 times in a week. And my mom was like, what you want? I was like, tacos. Like, I need tacos. And my brother was like, yo, you eat tacos like I eat spaghetti. And I was like, yo, for real? He was like, you should just go by tacos since you like tacos so much. And I was like, he was joking about that shit, but I was like, yo, that's low key kind of hard. All
You're
right,
like,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, all right, yeah, I fuck with that. So I was like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna go buy taco. But then later on, probably like a month later, I was like, I can't really just keep taco because it's too plain. Plus, I can't go buy taco for copyright infringement because there's already a taco from Odd Future, and I can't really do that. So, I wasn't trying to do that. So everybody got Pablo. So I was like, Pablo is like a boss name, but I'm gonna add a W on the end of it.
I saw
Like
that.
blow, since we blow trees, it's Pablo. So TacoPablow, that's how it became, that's what it was. I started running with it ever since, and shit.
That's what's up, man.
That's what it
Yeah,
was.
I like the blow. Like it's not just Pablo, it's Pablo.
Yeah. I'm really extra like that though, so I had to throw like something else on it.
It's funny, man, because like I told Phil you were coming on, and we were like going over tracks. We were hanging out earlier, so we're going through some of your tracks, and I was like, damn, like Trevor's such a nice dude, but like you listen to this shit, and it's like he comes from some shit. Like there's some shit in there. Like you go hard, bro. You go hard. But like
I really appreciate it. Yeah.
I don't mean this in like a bad way, but like I wouldn't, you're so nice, like and just a pleasant person. Like I didn't expect that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not in a bad
That's
way,
what
but
that's what I get about the song Life. I think it's like the third or fourth track on Taco Fuego. And literally like I get like every time that song plays, it's like, dude, this song is so depressing. Like what was going on? But for real, I literally wrote that song at 1 o'clock in the morning. Like I just literally got out of my bed and was like, yo, like from that point, like the lyrics just came to me. And then when I did the video for it, like
yeah,
it's pretty much just what it is.
I got you. Yeah, it's I like I like the emotional aspect because it tells you that like you came from something. Like you're not, you haven't always been as at peace as you are, and I can tell. And that's cool to see like how far you've come, you know?
Yeah, I appreciate that, man, for real.
Yeah, no problem.
And it's not like I really try to make like just depressing music. It's more along the lines like I want to keep a real aspect. Like my whole point when I started rapping was like to keep a 90s feel of vintage. Like my vernacular is strong and I can use my words to my advantage. So I want to keep that 90s feel and talk some real shit. But I want to put it on a beat that people are going to listen to and give people the melody that they crave, because that's what people want nowadays. They don't want that real ass shit anymore. So it's like you got to kind of, like tweak it in there somehow. And that's, you got people blowing from that. But a lot of people doing the melody, so it's like, you got to give the people what they want. That's
what
yeah.
what advice do you have for a kid who's like not in a good spot, but like looks at their favorite rapper and says, I want to do that? Like what's the first step? How do you make advancements towards your goal if you're like from the bottom to here, you know?
Shit. First off, I'm gonna say this for everybody. I'm not on right now.
We're all climbing.
We're
all climbing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We all climbing. But just know we all happy. We all doing something and we all focused. So that's all that matters. But that's what I also gotta say to them too. Because even with me having anxiety, having depression and all that shit, it'd be hard for me to stay focused and stay motivated in what I'm doing. And honestly, that can tire somebody out way faster than they need to. Especially me, I'm in my 20s. Like, I should be moving and doing all this, but, all that weigh a person down. So you gotta, find the outlet. And when you find the outlet, stay consistent in that shit. And, just fill your circle with people that is always going to be real with you, motivate you, and not be afraid to let you know that you fucking up. You know what I'm saying? But those same people is going to be there for you when you fucking up to let you know, like, you fucking up right now, but I'm still going to be here for you because you do need a support team. That's what a lot of people get confused with. Everybody want to be on the top level, but they don't want to help the person in the middle level. And it's fuck the people at the bottom level because they can't never get to the middle level because the middle level don't want to help the people at the fucking bottom.
Damn.
That's literally what it is, dog. It's people, like, I look at small cities for a perfect example. You can have a small city and have 102 people in that city that rap. All right. 5 to maybe 15 of those people is all gonna be in a support team trying to make something happen. But in that support team, you got one person trying to do their thing, another person trying to do their thing. That's cool. But then they lose sight that not every person can make it at one time. You got to put on for one person, then put on for the next person. You got to give everybody their moment. But that's the thing. Nobody want to let the next man have his moment because when they get their moment in the limelight too good, they don't want to let that go because they think it's not going to come back.
Yeah.
And then you got a lot of split. The rest of that 80%, is every other person rapping that don't give a fuck about the next person. And then they're making diss tracks for no reason. Starting street beef for no reason. And it's like, I don't get that shit. Like, honestly, through anything, to get through any argument, to get through any situation, you gotta have open-minded individuals that are willing to learn yet give knowledge to anybody, also willing to accept that knowledge. And the oldest saying in the book, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So it's like, you can give knowledge all day, but people not going to listen to it unless they want to. And people are scared of new things. People are scared to learn new things. People end up stuck at a factory because they scared to go out and start their own business because of debt, because of this. They scared of taking risks. I'll be scared of taking risks at times, but I'll be open-minded to learning about what's going on out in the world. You know what I'm saying? I just think you got to be open-minded about a lot of shit. A lot of people halfway with it and be like, yeah, it could be like that, but it's still looking like this. And it's like, nah, like, I don't know. I can't believe shit until I see it.
No, yeah, that's all really good advice. Like, surround yourself with people who will challenge you. Like me and Phillip were just talking about, like I know people that are in like these tribes that are like family, like family blood ties, and it's like it doesn't matter if they do something bad because they're family, like you still got their back. And then there's like my tribe is all about challenging each other, and it's not blood ties, it's the people who are willing to tell me when I'm wrong, and like not let me get away with shit. And that's real tribe. That's, to me, is like the people who are going to help you grow, like, and aren't afraid to challenge you on stuff. And you were also saying like yeah, we're all climbing and we all need to help each other, but also be happy where you're at, because you get to the top and you're still not happy. That's the story for everyone who does that. Is like they climb, they hustle, and that's good. You got to hustle, you got to climb, you got to be doing something with your life, but like be happy where you're at too. Yeah, I totally agree with that, dude. Yeah, bro.
For real.
Yeah.
You gotta link me in with Phil's music though. I didn't mean to cut you off. You said he rapped too. You gotta link me in with his music for real. I'm trying to hear that shit.
Yeah,
it's not like that yet. I'm still on the ground level. I don't even have anything recorded yet. It's all just written down.
Well, it sounds like all three of us just need to get on a track together.
I mean, it kind of does sound that way.
Collab.
Man, I got the setup right now.
Hell yeah, dude. I got some bars, but I don't know how to flow. Like, I feel like I can do lyrics. Like, we were just talking about, like, you focused on beats for a long time. Like, I feel like I got lyrics. I don't know how. I got to develop my flow more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I haven't found my voice yet with that.
I ain't gonna lie. Like, I think my music does sound good, but I still have to find my cadence as well, like my sound, my genuine sound. So, you know, it takes time. But I think for the most part, I use Post Malone for a really good reason, because he's like a pop rapper. And like, his music is literally him yelling in a microphone, but it's so much pain. Like, you can feel how much pain he's pouring into a microphone right now. And it's like that's what it is for me. It's not like you got to go up and just start spewing your heart out in a mic, but it's like Tory Lanez said it the best in an interview I watched on YouTube. He was like, when you go to record anything, just say what first comes to mind, like no filter type shit. And then you listen to it over and over and over again. And then you start to understand how to use those words and how to, use more commands with your cadence to get people to like play that shit back. Like, that shit just start flowing. But shit, I'm going through it too, so I understand the stress. This shit is stressful. I'm still looking.
Which like we were just talking about tribe and pushing each other. Like, I think like like I listen to your tracks, and that like encourages me to work on myself. You know what I'm saying? And like
Right.
hypothetically, if I dropped a track and you really liked it, you'd be like, oh shit, I got to work on my game too, and we build on each other. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
that's the
how
way
it
to do
should
it.
be.
Yeah. I see like I have a lot of friends like in the like Nashville / Murfreesboro music scene. Like, and I see that shit get really cliquey sometimes. Like they don't want to help each other. It's really exclusive. It's like these bands stick together and these bands stick together.
Yep.
And it's like they do
Yep.
all the same shows together. There's no like intermingling, you know? And that's
Yep.
counterproductive. I don't fuck with that. It's like it should be about the music. It should be about the art, you know?
Yeah, facts.
Which like we don't have to talk about this too long, but you brought up Post, and that got me thinking. There's a lot of people mad at Post right now because I'm not one of them, but there's a lot of people mad at Post because they feel like he started out more hip hop and then has gone into sort of a pop area, and they feel like with his aesthetic that he was trying to like appropriate Black culture to like build a name for himself, like basically borrowing the grill and the tats and the dreads like to get big. Which I'm not like a huge Post fan, so I'm not gonna like defend him too hard, but I don't detect any ill intent there. And I don't know, like I think intention is important. Like
Yeah.
like if that's what he was trying to do, he's like, oh, I'm gonna capitalize on Black culture and like use it to build myself. Well, then that would be fucked up. But I also think it's fucked up to just assume that's what he was trying to do, you know? Like unless
Low-key,
yeah.
like I feel like if that was the case, necessarily a lot of the Black fan base would definitely they would have loved him anyway. Like I feel like any interview I've seen of Post Malone, he's always had a genuine attitude. Like he's always necessarily been up front, but he's just kind of been like, himself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how he came into the game from that funny ass video of him dancing around.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like he didn't do that just to get views. I feel like he did that just because he was like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna do this shit.
That's
because
him.
I'm doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like eventually if he did do that, I feel like for anybody that does that, that's just trying to appropriate another culture just to get up to the top. You got to put on for that culture heavy as fuck, as just like you put on for your own culture or any culture for that matter, because you start touring, you go to different cities, you got to have people that's going to fuck with you regardless. I can't be dissing Chicago rappers that I don't even know get a tour in Chicago and get shot up. You know what I'm saying? That's not how stuff works. So, it's not burning any bridges, and it's always, staying consistent with your intent to what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if that is the case, you got to be upfront about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I ain't really in the culture. You know what I'm saying? But another good example is my brother Ish Wavy. You can catch his music on iTunes and all that too. But he explained to me like Adam 22, because Adam 22 started out as a BMX dude, and his whole channel was revolved around BMX. And then soon after, met with some people and did his first interview in LA, and then became a hip hop underground rapper interviewer. And then that shit blew up out of nowhere. A lot of people end up thinking that he just used the Black culture to get his BMX shit popping, and that's how it turned out. He was never really on with the culture. But then I look at it from the other side, that even for skateboarding and BMX, you still had a hip hop culture as far as BMX riders listening to hip hop, and people being, because it's not like the 80s and 70s and shit didn't exist. You know what I'm saying? There was still hip hop around that time. So I think, from the other the other window looking in, you know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people was still influenced by hip hop regardless of what was going on. So I mean, you still got two sides to look at. I feel like that's for both people, really.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, man. Facts. I think like like we were talking about intent. Like intent's important because I don't think anyone would argue that blackface is racist. Like that's fucked up.
Yeah, yeah,
But like a white dude with dreads is not like if if it's done respectfully, I think it's okay. Like for example, I got this on. Like it's like the Shiki style. It's like Eye of Raw, you know.
I was getting ready to say I fuck with that art.
Hey, thanks, man. But I mean, like I don't really consider that disrespectful. Like I fuck with Egyptian culture, you know. Like
Right, right,
I'm
right.
just really interested in that. And so I think yeah, like intention's important. Like some people might have a problem like with me wearing this because I'm not from that culture, but I don't. It like we were talking about it. I personally think intent's important with that stuff. Like if you are trying to be disrespectful or just trying to build off of it, then that's fucked up. Like the extreme example was blackface or like really racist cartoons or something of Jews or like
Hmm.
China. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. Yeah,
Like there's a
yeah.
line like I feel like, and then there's like, and I have a hard time, like I don't, when it comes to like cultural appropriation, I don't know where it's okay and where it's not. Like where's the line on stuff, you know?
I honestly don't think anyone does. And personally, a lot of people might hate me saying this, but I don't think even people who are fighting for their own culture know where the line is anymore. Because a lot of people over exaggerate that line to hold power over other people. Like in certain cases, black people towards white people, or vice versa, or toward any other race. It A lot of people will over exaggerate where that line's going to be because they're afraid of letting the other person have an upper hand. And
Mm-hmm.
that's in anything, that's in politics, whatever you want to apply it to. That just goes down to the agenda of it all. Like no
Yeah.
one wants anybody to have an upper hand over them, and that's in an argument, a conversation. Like if you that's why, like I said, people got to be open-minded to shit, because you can't even talk about political issues nowadays because a lot of people don't want to associate. Like i don't I don't personally care if you vote for Trump, but I've seen in other states where people are going to vandalize people's property because they have a Trump sign in their front yard. I got my own life to live. I don't care you have a Trump sign in your front yard. It's not hurting me by any means. The Trump sign didn't jump out the yard and attack me. And now if said person come outside and just attack me, now I
Mm-hmm.
gotta defend myself,
Mm-hmm.
but I still don't have hatred in my heart for that person by any
Yeah.
means, because I still got my own problems to deal with. They got their own problems to deal with, and maybe they had a bad day. I'm gonna be hella mad, but it's not like I hate that person to
Mm-hmm.
the core. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like I can't look at it like that, and I feel like too many people do. That's why nobody knows where that line is. A lot of people just be scared to move around because they don't know what a line is. But
Mm-hmm.
then a lot of people like Trump for that reason, because he don't care what a line is. He
He's
just
just
jump
saying
at
it.
it. He
Yeah.
just step over it wherever he want to do it. But a lot of people ask for that, and he be honest about a lot of shit, but he kind of don't be honest about a lot of shit. He just be talking a lot of shit. So
Yeah.
it's like people like that, you know what I'm saying? They be
Mm-hmm.
open to that, and the fact he be upfront is what people wanted. So it's like, you know, not even just to get on that, but it's like it just goes back to it. Nobody want to open up that door knowing that it could go out of their hands. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? People
Yeah.
want everybody on their side. They can't be
Mm-hmm.
nothing. Nothing ever is gonna be equal. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a power struggle. Everyone's fighting for dominance basically. And I mean, we're not working together, and that's the problem. Like like the media will make it, you know, like a race issue. Like they'll make it a gender issue. They'll make it any issue except people against their government. Like they'll try and divide like white people and black people, or like men and women, literally anything to distract you from us getting together, unifying against a corrupt system. And that's like they'll distract us with anything. Like it doesn't matter what it is as long as it's not that. And
That's
they don't
pretty much it.
and they don't
Yeah.
give a fuck who it hurts either. Like I mean, police brutality is a real issue. That's fucked up. It's probably one of our biggest issues in the planet, and that's like
And it sucks too, because there are so many good police officers that actually try to do some good. There's always 1% to fuck it up for the rest of the 99%. There's always that 1% to fuck something up. You can't have no fun because somebody gonna go snitch on you. You can't do this and that because someone got to tell on you and be nosy. Like a lot of people just don't have that type of strength in them anymore. Like it bewilders me for real.
Yeah, I mean, like they're black cops, so I don't think all cops are just going out of their way to shoot black people. That doesn't make sense, you know. That's and it's not like that's the thing. Like the media makes it a cops versus black people thing, but really what we're talking, I mean, it's probably disproportionately black people, but I mean, everyone gets killed by cops, everybody, and that's
Literally.
yeah, and we should all think that's fucked up, you know. Like we should all be up in arms about this. We should all like be, that is one thing we should all be able to unify around, is like, hey, the police have too much power. They are just killing us in the streets, you know. But like people can't unify on anything. Like there's always conflict. And I think part of the problem, I mean a major part of the problem, is the media, because the media just bombards us with negativity. Like everything's depressing and angry, and like they're trying to rile people up and get them upset.
You gotta think, man, like how many times you be on Facebook and like out of 10 posts you see something negative. You get on YouTube, you got like, oh, guy gives like $1 million away. Someone buys their mom a house. Then the next video is car crash
Yep.
compilation. And then it's like, all right, that went negative so quick. And it's like, but it's funny because how it's set up, but yet at the same time, it's still negative energy being brought to you, because getting in a car crash is not cool by any means. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been in like 3, so it's like that shit hurt.
Yeah.
That shit really do hurt, and some of them be extreme. So it's like, you know, it's fucked up that we end up laughing at it at the end of the day, because it's like, damn, that was crazy. Like, but if you was the one in the crash, you would have been like, shit, like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it'd just be a whole bunch of shit.
it's like MTV had that show, what's it called, Bales, something like that. Where is
Are
it?
you talking about the one back in the day called Scarred or something like that?
That's it. That's
Scarred,
it.
bro.
That shit was brutal, dude. That shit was so insane.
Oh my god.
But like that and like Jackass did really well though, because like that shit sells.
Yeah.
People want to see that. It's crazy.
Me and Christina just watched a movie last night called The Platform on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, you must watch this movie.
Okay.
Like the whole movie, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but both of y'all need to watch it. And I basically think it's about life itself and one man being above another man, you know what I'm saying, and respect in that level. But honestly, I'm just gonna let you know now, the ending does suck. It does suck. I can't explain how it sucks. It just sucks. You're gonna know what I'm talking about.
All right. I'll check it out. I'll check it out and get back to you on it. Yeah.
Yeah. That shit was crazy.
The Platform?
Yeah, The Platform.
So that's on Netflix?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. That shit was like, at first you like, damn, like this shit's fucked up. And then you end the whole movie ends, and you like, damn, that's fucked up. Why'd it end like that? Like, I'm telling you, you gonna if you like mind fuck movies, it takes you a minute to understand what's going on. So it's a good movie to really just sit down and like lock in on.
Awesome. I haven't. Now that you mention that, like I don't think I've like. I used to watch a lot of movies. I don't think I've like actually sat down and watched a movie in a while.
Usually, I be trying to get into a lot of more movies now, but we've been on like a binge, like anything and everything. And she's been finding some really good movies. Like, what was that other movie we watched? What was that called? What was that one movie? The one before that one, because we watched it before that one.
That's not specific.
Oh, I know it's so specific, right? Dang. Oh man. All right. I'm gonna think of it and I'm gonna link you in on it.
Okay, cool. I've been watching. Oh, go ahead.
Huh? No. I was like, it's just been crazy. It's just been crazy.
I was watching this. My roommate got me watching this anime with him, and it's about like, dude, it's so fucking crazy. They're these bugs. All right, they're called chimera ants, and the queen ant, she can eat other species, and then her kids will have traits of those. So like she like like she keeps getting bigger. She's an ant, but then she's like she just keeps eating bigger shits like rabbits, like small woodland creatures, and then like the next generation have like rabbit ears and like they run really fast, and then they start eating people. And when they start eating people, they learn language, and like they get super. It's fucking trippy. They get super advanced, and it's cool because like when they start eating people and get really advanced, they start realizing they're like, why are we still working for the queen? Like, and the whole thing starts to fall apart. They're like,
oh shit!
Like they wake up and they're like, we don't have to do this. Like they get too advanced. It's pretty fucking crazy.
Yo, I need to watch that shit. That shit sounds crazy.
Yeah, I'll send you a link to it.
First of all, could you imagine like a big ass ant with rabbit feet, like moving to, like literally moving towards you? Man,
it's fucked too. It's really brutal. And it's crazy because like they're reproducing really fast, and in the show there's like these people that they're like really strong people. Like the stronger you are, if you get eaten, like all the ants in the next generation are going to be as strong as you. So like they go out of their way to find like really strong people, and then yeah, it's just getting like super out of control because there's like thousands of them now. I don't even know I have no fucking clue how they're going to deal with it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh my gosh, that shit sounds so wild.
Yeah.
Dang, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What have you been watching, Phil?
YouTube videos.
Oh, you were telling me about that ghost show.
Yeah, Paranormal Witness. I don't know. It's kind of not really that great to talk about. It's a ghost show.
That one you were talking about sounded pretty cool.
What, that one episode?
Yeah.
With the water shit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that shit's nuts. Look up, yeah, Paranormal Witness. Watch that.
What happened? He has the power to like make it rain inside of like indoors or something.
Something like that. It's fucking nuts, man. Like this, it's just this spirit, whatever is attached itself to this kid or this guy. He's not really a kid. Has allowed him to have the ability to just manifest water out of fucking nowhere. And he can make the shit like run down the walls or fly across the room or just fucking rain in your house. It's really fucking weird.
It's one of those like
watch this.
it's one of those like reality shows, right? Like it's not fiction.
Right. Yeah, they give it's eyewitness testimonies and then they reenact everything with actors and things like that. And then, it'll cut in and out
Hmm.
the
I'd
people
watch
actually
it.
talking about it. Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
Yeah. so it's like it's not fiction, but like take it with a grain of salt, basically.
I
Right,
mean,
right.
half the people on there could be like batshit crazy and you'd never
Yeah.
know. But yeah, it's still interesting to hear, even if you take it just from an imaginary standpoint, just to see like what people think, or what people are willing to imagine could happen is pretty cool, because I love ghost shit. I love everything supernatural. So I'm open to experiencing any and everything, fiction or fact.
We were talking about this earlier, but like I don't believe in like poltergeist, like something like making something levitate or like picking someone up off the ground. Like I don't believe that, but I want to. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I want to believe that. Like
That's how I feel about a lot of shit.
because I've had some fucked up experiences like with spirits, but it's always been like bodily possession or channeling, and it's not like external, like something picking, like I just see like something levitate or something. That's never happened to me, but I would love for it to. That'd be
That's how I
dope.
be feeling, because it's like shit. Me and Christina were going to a friend's house to drink one night, and we were traveling on this old country road. Like this shit was like you probably get murdered on this road, and it was like literally I was like, man, I just want to see a Bigfoot hop out these weeds and just like two-step across the road. Like that would fuck me up so hard right now. Like I would get the fuck out of the car. Like I have to know what that was that just took those steps. Like I don't know, man.
Even if
Or
it kills
something-
you.
That's what I'm saying. Even if I die, like okay, shit, this is how I die. But I know what it was.
Yeah, worth
Like,
it.
damn.
Hey, that's this is a weird segue, but what do you think happens when we die? Like I don't think anyone knows, but like do you have any ideas?
What's it called? The what's it called? It's like that game, but it's like what's it called? Plinko? No, it's not Plinko.
Pachinko?
No. It's the one where everything like drops down those like pegs, like you
Yeah,
drop it in the
pachinko.
top.
Yeah, Plink.
Oh, pachinko. Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
it was called pachinko, dude.
Yeah, it's like a Japanese gambling thing.
Shit. I hear a lot that it's probably just repetitive like that. And honestly, no one really knows.
No.
But for real, like getting that deep, what if in the sense that going, I don't want to necessarily not to say VR, but like if we're thinking like that to the sense of what happens, then maybe it's we're seeing through someone else's eyes right now.
Ooh.
But when we die, it's a sense of us returning to our natural self.
Huh. Yeah.
There's
Like
a lot of ways you can look at this shit. Like it can go even deeper than that. But it's just like you never know.
Go ahead, Phil.
There's the idea of, along the same lines of what you were talking about, Trevor, of, with when you die, you return to your natural form. I mean, all we are as humans is our mind, our consciousness. The bodies we have are the vessels in which we use to roam the earth on. So, personally, I feel when we die, we go back, we become one with the consciousness that we were before we were put into these bodies. And whether that is a, you know, a huge, just, you know, one consciousness where, you know, you just go back and you're just, you know, you're just part of a bigger mind, or, you know, your spirit moves on and you know, maybe have control over where you go, or, you know, you can experience things in your spirit form. um I'm not entirely sure,
Mm.
but I do feel like, you know, once we die, it's not a, you know, lights out and we're done. I think that we are in our base form, we are energy, and energy cannot be destroyed or created. Therefore, we have to go somewhere.
Mm.
Right. Okay. These are good points.
I don't, this is like I guess this is just like a faith thing. It's not based in logic at all. But like whenever I've done DMT in the past, or even mushrooms, I get this feeling, which I've talked to other people about this, and they've also had this feeling, where it's like you get to a point where you realize that there's one consciousness, and it splits itself into all these different minds, because it's really lonely. Like it's all there is. So it's trying to like keep itself entertained, and also like trying to understand itself. Like, because if you're God, that doesn't mean you know what you are. You might just be like if you imagine you're God and that's all there is, you're probably like, what the fuck am I? So
That's an interesting way to look at that, for real.
yeah, so I don't know if that's true, but like it seems like a lot of people, especially with psychedelics, get involved. Or even meditation, it's like people kind of reach that conclusion intuitively. Um, and there's something about that that's really depressing for me, because like I I don't know about y'all, but I really like being me, like just like like the part of me that like makes me just me and not another person, like in like individual aspects of personality, you know, like. And
Right.
I don't like, it scares me the idea of losing that. Like even if I continue, will I still be like the same person, you know?
Honestly, I had talked to a buddy of mine once, and he brought up the idea that, like, okay, you have a voice inside of you, right? So, like, if you stop talking right now, but then you start thinking of something and you start talking to yourself inside your head, you're talking to yourself,
Mm.
but your lips aren't moving. So that voice is there, but you don't understand what it sounds like.
Mm.
It could not even sound like how I'm talking right now to what my voice sounds like in my head. It could be a completely different language, but I understand it because
Mm.
that's my inner conscience.
Right.
So even to what both of y'all said, it's kind of like, you know, that energy has to go somewhere. The fact that it's you, it has to be something. You know what I'm saying? But it gives you the ability to allow you to basically speak what you think.
Mm.
So, you know, it's all in what that inner voice is. And everybody's voice is different. Some are evil, some are good. But that's yin and yang, and you can't have
Mm-hmm.
one without the other. It's
Yes,
balance for a reason.
it's all balance, bro.
I don't think not one person can even a monk that has been grinding for 1,000 years and trying to gain inner peace, I feel he can't gain inner peace to the point that he wants to. Because everyone would like to unlock that extra bit of their brain, but without, well, I'm not going to say without it. I just feel like everyone is chasing it, but it's damn near impossible to reach it. You have woke people. I'm not saying that people aren't woke to that sense and people haven't opened themselves up to be that way, but to the deeper conscience that they want to get to that one being, as Phillip said, like, I don't think anyone can grasp that, because that that would be almost to the point of fourth dimension,
Hmm.
and we can't grasp that concept of fourth dimension how we want to we can't build a replica model of what exactly fourth dimension would look like. We could just draw that on a piece of paper and give a virtual video of what it might look like, but we can't do that up to scale in person.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's literally every different energy, and even fourth dimension would have its own energy, and all that would. It's just infinities upon infinities within those infinities of multiple different conundrums that can happen to anything. There's a lot of shit that it could go either way, but we all have our own tangent we ride, and it's straight all the way through, and we could break off of it, but we eventually always go back to where we're supposed to go. Every person has a purpose. It's all in knowing how you are as a person, and that's where everyone has to take their time and unlock their potential with finding themselves. Everybody has to have that chance. You have to understand how you think, why you think, and all this shit.
And it takes some people more time than others. Like,
yes, it does.
Yeah, like that's like I feel like it's just like a common saying. I think it's something my mom instilled in me too. But like, you shouldn't ever like compare yourself to other people. You should compare yourself to how you used to be, and like, because like, yeah, comparing yourself to someone else, this isn't fair because you have different, things that led you. You're not living the exact same life. You have different variables and different problems and challenges.
Right.
Yeah.
Each person is their own complex mathematical equation, and comparing to it doesn't make any sense to do so.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's I was listening to an Alan Watts lecture. He was like kind of like a yogi, like spiritual dude, like in the 60s, 70s, I think. And he was talking about how, like, the lecture he was given was talking about how there's like, you get to a certain state of enlightenment, whether it's, through living a long life or meditation or psychedelics, whatever it might be. People get to a point where they're like, they start thinking about the universe and the bigger questions. And they look at the people working 9 to 5s, just grinding all the time, not thinking about this stuff. And they're like, oh, look at these sheep people, and like look down on them. And then he was like, and then there's a level of enlightenment past that, where you realize, like, you came here to play a game. Like you're an interactive character in this game, and you're not supposed to be thinking about like what's going on out here. You're supposed to be like where you're at now, like focused on your life. And that's the people who've reached true enlightenment is the people who aren't like, I know we just talked about like what happens when we die. And I think that's fine too. Like that's fun. But where our focus really ought to be is like, how can you better your life and the life of those around you, and like physical, tangible stuff like that,
Yeah. I'll always live by a motto. It was just once I knew who I was as a person, like I just stuck by it. And it was, you're not put on this earth to make friends and basically please everybody. You're put on this earth to better yourself, those around you, and make a success out of yourself, because everyone can do that. It's people trying to please too many people, and I've been that person before. But you gotta self-care. That's the main point. Self-care, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever you have to make it be to make it work. You gotta take care of your problems and be willing to open up about those shits. Like you're not gonna get better as a person until you do. Like it's all a part of success, and that's why people say you got to be able to laugh at yourself and reflect on what's happened. And that's exactly what you said, Alex, is you got to be able to look at your past self and better yourself from what it was. You could have been the best you was last year, but now you got to be better than that for yourself, not for somebody else, but for you, because you know you got the potential. You just did great. as far as you think, you just did great. So you know you can still do better. And that's what I've always led by. You know what I'm saying? Don't try and please nobody just for you being you. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have your niche of people that appreciate you for being you. But as far as I'm concerned, that's why my other real saying is much love and appreciation. And I say that to everybody because it's always like that. And I feel like anybody should show unconditional love and unconditional appreciation toward anybody because you don't know how bad the next person got it. And that's literally what we talked about when we was in my car because
Yeah,
it was
bro.
like you end up like you have people who gotta ride a bike to work, but you worried about your car being low on gas, and it's like you got a car though. You know what I'm saying? You worried about, you know, oh, the rent is due next month, but you got family and you can go spend time with your family. This person don't even have a home and both their parents is dead and their brother may have cancer. So it's like you always have it better than somebody else, even if you got it shitty. You could be living in a cardboard box, but the dude down the street don't have a box. He's sleeping on a bench. You know what I'm saying? Getting rained on. You at least not getting rained on. You
Yeah.
know, so you always got it better than the next person.
Gotta
And
be
that's all
appreciative of what you got.
exactly. But that's also what you said too. You gotta find time to see of where your focus is. Because if your focus is always on on some bullshit, you gonna fuck yourself up every time and hit rock bottom every single time. But
Yeah.
that's okay because you know you got the potential to get somewhere. You know, if you get 5%, you know what I'm saying? You know you could get 5%, you can get 10% tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to think like that. And it's hard to understand that nothing in life can make you sad. Every to me, everyone is genuinely well, let me figure out how to phrase this. Well, I'm gonna just say it like this. To me, everyone is genuinely happy, but they allow altercations and shit to shift that. No one can make you sad. You're always happy, but you're only sad when you allow yourself to be sad.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have yin without yang, but that happiness is always within you. That's why when you feel comfortable in situations, you get a warm feeling. That warm feeling is always there. What makes you insecure and makes you doubt situations is always thinking like it's it's not a thing that can happen, but it's something that you always got. You know what I'm saying? Like no
Yeah.
one can make you be anything. And you know what I'm saying? You can make it's not like you can't make yourself, but you it, if you reading a book and you're not interested in the book, are you gonna stop the book or you gonna try and finish the book because you think you're gonna gain knowledge from it? You're not gonna gain any knowledge from it because you don't have interest in it. You're not gonna work hard at your job if you don't like your job.
Yeah.
So it's like you can make yourself happy, but it all goes back to if you're not willing to accept being happy with yourself and who you are as a person, what you like, what you dislike, give a fuck what other people think about what you like and dislike. Until you're happy with yourself, you can never gain success in
Yep.
anything because it's going to make it harder for other people to be appreciative of you because you bring them bad vibes 24/7. It's going to make any girl you get with or any guy you get with harder to love you because if he's also depressed within him or herself, they can't understand that they have to love themselves too before they can love somebody else.
That's so
Man, that's so
true, dude.
true.
So
You know what
true.
I'm saying? You can't
I know
do
exactly
that,
what you
man.
mean, bro.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That's funny because coming out of I had just come not a few months ago, but earlier this year had just come out of a relationship that was just like that. You know, I had a lot of issues that I was dealing with, and you know, I was in a very bad place, and then I came into a relationship much earlier than I should have. Uh, and you know, I had issues, you know, with her because here I am feeling like shit about myself all the time. And then, then I'm interpreting everything she does as if she's trying to make me feel like shit, but it's really just all my own shit just piling on, onto myself. And then I'm acting out and and it's just, if you can't love yourself, you can't expect somebody else to make you feel loved. You, like you said, Trevor, like, you are the only person that can make you feel that.
Mm-hmm.
You allow yourself to get into these mindsets, um where you're dragging yourself down, or you're letting other people's actions affect you in a way that that drags you down. And really, it's funny, but it's not that serious. Like, life is not that serious. I mean, shit, treat it like a freaking MMO, like a video game. Just do what you're gonna do. Just,
Yeah.
be in it for what it is and experience it. Experience the people around you, experience the world. But if you come at it with this, everything is, it's got to be this way, and everything is like this, and everything is people are here to hurt me, and why don't they love me, or whatever. Like, you're just gonna end up being in a place of hurt all the time, and you will
Mm-hmm.
never be happy,
Yep.
because you can't allow yourself to be. You're too
Mm-hmm.
focused on the negative.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're saying, man. Because like for me, when I was in my most depressed state, it ended up being for me like I never understood that like out of high school, like being an adult would separate people so hard. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't grasp that. So it was for me like I was always out doing something, I was always doing this. But then as responsibilities came on, it was like juggling that. It was like, all right, yeah, cool. Everybody's doing their own thing. But, you know, I always believed if you truly like something or you care about people or you care about something, you can always make time for it. Because you make time to eat, you make time to
Mm-hmm.
sleep, you make time to brush your teeth, drive your ass to work, wash your ass. You make time to do something for yourself. If you like it, you're gonna make time for it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I looked at it. But coming down to that, I put myself in such a state that I was like, damn, nobody fuck with me. Like, you know, like it got me to the point to where I had fallen out friendships because I'm thinking people don't fuck with me, but it's
Mm.
people just doing what they got to do to survive
Yeah.
because everybody that's doing adult shit is doing what they got to do to survive.
Mm-hmm.
They're not worried about the next person.
That's true,
It took
bro.
me a while to understand that.
Earlier, I asked you, uh, what advice you had for someone, you know, who has a passion and doesn't know how to make that first step. And one thing that we had just came back around to a minute ago is you were talking about you have to, yeah, like we're all climbing, we're all working on ourselves, but you have to be happy in the moment also. You can't look at it in like this future and say, well, I'll be happy when I get that. You got to be happy in the moment, in the thing that you're doing.
Exactly, man. You gotta count your blessings. Even if you don't believe in blessings, you gotta appreciate what you're given in life because everybody is put in their own spot in life for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here in my apartment for a reason. You're home for a reason. Phillip's home for a reason. Everybody where they need to be for a reason. But that's where I look at it like when the struggle get real, that's when it make you stronger because everybody got the same power to a sense to try and work their way out of it. But if you dig your if you dig yourself so far down into a hole, you can't climb out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't. It's all in what we was talking about, man. If you don't allow yourself to open up, be happy, accept life for what it is, and stop worrying about the next person, I'll be struggling with this shit every single day. So
Yeah.
you gotta allow yourself to give yourself self-care.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
you talk more about advice, you know what I'm saying? Like just like even for me, like being as young as I was, I cared about listening. Like it's whack, but like to it's whack to the most. For me, I only hung out with people that was way older than me because they was always spitting knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Always like when people tell you to listen to your elders type shit, like they really been lived through some shit, especially people from the 60s and 70s. Like they know some shit. They know some shit that's been going down. Like you gotta listen to these people. But you know, pick who you listening to. Don't trust everybody because everybody ain't gonna try and help you. And everybody ain't an angel, you know what I'm saying? There's demons and angels out here. So, you know, that's why I said earlier it was you gotta pick your circle wisely and keep that bitch small. But at the same time, it's gotta be people that's willing to have your back in any situation.
Yeah.
And half the time it be taking cutting everybody off and stand by yourself until you figure out what type of people you need around you. You can't start a business if you don't know who's going to be able to run the cash register, who's going to be able to handle money, who's going to be able to handle schedules, who's going to be able to do this. If you just bring in 7 to 10 random people and throw them in a place, they not gonna know what the fuck they doing half the time. I mean, three might know what they doing, but then they're not gonna know how to train the other people. Then those people ain't gonna know how to train new people coming in. And then you got fucked up business.
That reminds me of when me and you used to work together. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, man. I'm always open-minded to hearing anyone's opinion about anything because
same.
I hate them for having an opinion. It's their set choice to do so. It's the fact that I appreciate them giving me knowledge, even if it's bullshit. At least now I know it's bullshit and I can't come back to them for knowledge. I heard them out though. That's the point. And like a lot of people are scared to hear other people out. And you know, like I said, a lot of people can't do this, and a lot of people may be pissed when you post this, but it's going to be those same people who are pissed that are scared to think of something other than what they're set to think. You know, like you can't say, you know, the moon's green when you've never been to the moon. You know, and you basically have your information to gain more information in a sense. And like,
I would even have someone on the show that I like really don't agree with. Like I really disagree about something like even like really strongly about, because like, I mean, like say someone's saying something like even bad, like something you shouldn't be saying, like you have to be able to meet them on a level in order to change their mind about something. You can't just yell at them and say, no, you're wrong about this. You have to approach it with some tact, you know?
exactly. Like I grew up Christian, and now even though I don't go to church, I still believe in what I was taught to believe, but I have a more spiritual sense to stay open to other possibilities, even whatever it may be, you know what I'm saying? And it's just to the sense to like exactly what you said. I'm not gonna have someone get on here and be like, you know, all Christians are this, and you know, or being spiritual is this, and just diss me the whole time. I may not agree with it. I'm going to hear that person out regardless. The whole point to that meeting or interview would be to understand. For me, it would be to understand why they think like that. And that's what intrigues me about it. It's not the fact that I don't care about what they believe in or what they're talking about. I want to pick their brain and understand why they think this is so and why they think this is so. And I'm okay with why they think it's this way, but I want to understand that, because if we can't gain an understanding on what other people think, and like I said before, nobody can come together and try to make shit right for anything until we gain an understanding. Like it's not even saying walk a mile in someone else's shoes. It's really opening your eyes and realizing, okay, like, you know, they may not agree with me on this topic.
Mm-hmm.
But I can try my best to persuade them to understand me like I'm trying to understand them. And we can come to equal grounds and be mutual on it. But that's like, I have a friend, we don't agree on a lot of political shit. And if, you know, I can be open and be like, bro, a lot of shit you saying right now sounds stupid as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Still my best friend at the end of the day.
Yup.
And we're still willing to be like, you know, all right, yeah, we don't agree with each other, but I'm not going to hate you as a person. We grew up together. I understand how you think. You know, we got that mutual understanding. People don't want mutual understanding.
Maybe it's because we're both Aries, but like you and I have that same mentality about that. Like I surround myself with people who like will hear me out, but also if they don't agree with me, they're gonna tell me. Like they're not gonna let me like say something. Like they'll be like, "Whoa, hey, that's not cool. Don't say that." Or like, have you thought about it this way? Or you know, like we're always sharpening each other and making each other better instead of like I know people that's like they surround themselves with yes men where it's just like yeah dude you're the best, like you got it, and like they never disagree about anything because that just disrupts the status quo, and that's so counterproductive. And I hate people like that. That just like, well, I don't hate them, you know, but I hate it when people do that. Where it, yeah.
Iron sharpens iron. You need hard. You need something else firm and rough and hard to be able to sharpen yourself off of. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to go anywhere. And
that's a good point.
Yeah, it's like you said, there's like Alex, there's so many people that want to surround themselves with people who are just going to tell them what they want to hear. And at that point, you are asking or looking for other people to reaffirm your own delusions.
Yup.
Which makes you more delusional.
Yeah.
And
go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just going to say, and if your goal is to understand and to gain knowledge and to move forward somewhere, you can't be in that place of stagnicity with people that are just going to allow you to sit there and just mull over the same thing in your brain and convince yourself that you're right.
Yeah. And like here's the other thing. If you got something you think is really good, like you got a really good point and like you're really invested in it, you should be able to debate someone on that. If you can't, then maybe your idea wasn't that good to begin with, you know?
Or even in the sense that you firmly didn't believe in that point you were trying to make anyway.
Yeah, like, oh, that's another good point, dude. Like, it might not even be your point. Like, you heard something from someone else that you thought sounded good, but you didn't think about it.
Exactly.
Dude, that's,
Yeah, you don't firmly believe in that. You just trying, a lot of people end up taking a lot of stuff in context to help them with their emotional issues and all that shit, but then they take it to somebody else in spite even sometimes and use it to try and get an upper hand over them or weaken their emotional state. And that's pretty fucked up. And, people do that every single day, but, it is what it is.
Yep. Well, I have got to get to sleep soon, but this has been really fun, guys.
Yeah.
I've had a fucking blast. Thank you guys again for doing this.
It's no problem, man. I appreciate you. And you too, Phillip.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, it was nice meeting you, man.
Maybe next time we can go longer. But yeah, I'm gonna have to pack it in a minute.
I feel you, dog.
Yeah, we got like Phillip is with me as usual, and it's Trevor, the infamous TacoPablow. Check him. Google Play, iTunes, wherever the fuck you can find him. Links in the description if you want that.
Already.
I don't. Even if you don't want it, just do it. Fucking
even
do
if
it.
You don't want it, just get it. You know what I'm saying?
We spent all this time talking about expanding your horizons, so
Yeah.
get out there and expand.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you're not tearing that shit up, what are you doing? Well, all right. That's a good note to end it on. Everyone have a good night. Everything at the end of the day is going to be okay because we're all one entity. And when you die, everything's just fine. So don't stress and just be yourself. And namaste and all that.